What's up, guys? It's another edition of our GAGS Goals Updates. This is our Road to 198 series. So far, so good. For those of you who've been watching and following along my journey, currently, over the past 2 years, I've lost over 100 pounds of body weight, over 20% of my body fat, and did my first, this past year, I did my first equipped meets at 242 and 220. And I'll be looking to do my first equipped meet at 198 pounds. 198 pounds is a very special weight class to me because it's the first weight class I competed in. At 18 years old, I started competing in the WNPF. I believe I still have some state records. I was looking on the website the other day. But that's where I got my start in the 198 class. I want to kind of go back down. I've competed in every weight class from super heavyweight to 198, but I haven't done an equipped meet at 198 yet, so I want to kind of come full circle and continue to get leaner. Some of my short-term goals, one of my short-term goals I just hit, I got finally in the teens, registered in the teens for my body fat percentage on the in-body this week, weighing about 231 pounds as of today. After my contest at 220, I started to carb up a little bit, gave myself a little bit of a diet break, and I was sitting mostly around 235, so I'm doing a little keto Christmas challenge, a little low carb challenge. I'm basically just going low carb from Thanksgiving until Christmas Eve, because I cannot resist Mama Gags' cookies, especially the rainbow ones. So I'm going to be, and then I'll kind of, joking aside, I'll be getting back on my kind of my normal diet, which has a lot of principles of the vertical diet, a lot of carbohydrate on my training time, eating a lot of whole foods, meat, veggies, and trying to get my micronutrients in and focusing on sodium and carbohydrate around my workout time. As far as training right now, if you guys watched some of my Road to 220 series, you'll know I did suffer a little bit of a setback, a little bit of an injury to my right shoulder with some of the help from Dr. Jim for my shoulder. I'm almost back to 100% as far as function of my right arm. I did have some bleeding, but that's basically gone now. After I heard it, I could not even bench 135. I'm back up to doing 220 pounds with my feet up with a wide grip for reps. The strength feels pretty good. I'm just progressing it a little bit, very slowly every week. I made a little bit of a bigger jump from last week in my bench training, but it's feeling good and it was no pain. There's definitely a major difference between benching with my feet up and having an arch. With an arch, I basically don't have any discomfort or pain with my feet up. A little bit discomfort. Once I started warming up, it was fine. And I do notice with my accessory movements, my right arm is still lagging behind. The muscle endurance is not quite there yet. My right arm, my left arm is not fatiguing as fast as my right. When I'm doing things like overhead press and things like that, I tend to still feel like my left arm is a little bit faster. But all in all, things are moving good. Squats and deadlifts have been doing a lot of beltless training still, and that's going well. And I'm basically just doing a linear progression. I'm not really too crazy about doing so my programming is not super structured right now. Just having fun training beltless, doing some things like high bar and heels, doing a lot of belt squats, pause squats, sumo deadlifts with a stiff bar, conventional deadlifts with a stiff bar, stiff leg deadlifts with a stiff bar. Just harder variations and some bent over rows, incline press, overhead press. Just a lot of different barbell lift variations to help kind of build up my foundation, just build a little bit of hypertrophy, some muscle mass that I kind of lost during last cycle. Moving into that, I actually just finished, I kind of did my kind of programming cycle for next meet, which my next meet will be April 6th, Powerpalooza in Pennsylvania. I did that this last cycle, 2 cycles ago at 242. I want to do this meet at 198 pounds. Probably going to do this meet with some of my closest friends and training partners, which is going to be fun, trying to encourage some of our vets to join me to kind of compete alongside me, which will be fun. So I'll probably let some of the other people kind of help handle them. It'll be kind of fun to train and compete alongside some of my teammates that have a little bit more experience and don't need their hand held as much. That'll be kind of fun and encouraging, and it'll give me a little bit more motivation. As I've gained more experience, I definitely find that I kind of do a little bit better, like lifting in front of a crowd, in front of people I know, whether maybe it's an added positive peer pressure, or I just want to kind of set the example or do well for them. Even last year, I should say, I keep saying last year but it's still 2018. Last April, I missed my second squat, and then Larry Williams and Otis came in. Otis is Black Tom Cruise, for those of you that don't know his real name. Came in, and I ended up hitting my third squat and nailing it. And I think partly, I want to, kind of set an example for them that if you do miss a lift, you can come back and get it. And it definitely was a little added added pressure, but added motivation for me to get that lift. So, I think it'll be a lot of fun getting some people involved. Not that I'm worried about it, but the only thing I'm a little bit concerned with is I do have a lot of travel planned in 2019. I have a lot going on. I'll be back in California for the Super Training Classic. I will be in Virginia for one of our athletes, Garrison. He's doing his first para bench competition, so I'll be doing I've been competing in powerlifting coaching for going on 13 years, and I've never, this will be my first para bench meet. So I'm excited to get involved in that part of, it's a different kind of, offshoot of powerlifting. And for those that aren't familiar with it, you can check out some of the links below with Disable Powerlifting. But essentially, if you have any sort of spinal cord injury, some disability that prevents you from kind of using your legs, there's some different classifications that will allow you to qualify, but it's basically just a bench press only with your feet up and your feet strapped to the bench. So Garrison's an athlete that's, kind of bound to a wheelchair, suffered a pretty bad injury. We have like a podcast with him, but so I'm excited about that. So that's, and then obviously we're going to the Arnold. We have a pretty nice size squad. I think we have about 7 athletes competing at the Arnold, the XBC finals. Maybe see if we can get a couple more people signed up and qualified. But so we're gonna have a good showing. We're gonna have athletes on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, every single day competing. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We also will have our own. We have our heart deadlifting contest here. We have local meets in Long Island at Hofstra. One of my guys, Mike Laro, is getting married. So we have a lot of things going on. So over the next couple of months, there's not going to really be much downtime for me. We're also hosting 2 events in January that are kind of personal training and fitness networking events. So this probably will not be the most perfect prep, besides being in a calorie deficit, besides being that. So I'm kind of just factoring that into my expectations. I'm really going to have to put a premium on my sleep. I'm really going to have to concentrate on my diet and my hydration that much more. But I'm really excited. The last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of people hit the platform. We've had unbelievable performances from our team, and I'm super proud of them. And it's just making me itching to compete that much more. So looking forward to kind of get back into training. I have a different bench shirt and a different deadlift suit I'm going to test out at the end of December. But other than that, I'm just going to make sure my shoulder continues to progress and get healthy, continue to build my raw base, and kind of continue to get leaner. So looking, like I said, maybe to lose another 10 or 15 pounds of actual body weight, and then make the cut to 198 pounds. Whether I'm looking to do it this meet, but I'm going to do my best. If for some reason I feel like it's unsafe, of course I'll just kind of do the smart thing and go 220. But I say that now, but as you know, I'm sure I'll make it happen when it counts. That's usually, I've kind of felt like the same thing was going to happen the last 2 meets, and somehow I found a way to make it happen. So I'm sure the same thing will happen this time around. But it is very far out, and there's still a lot of work to do, and I still need to get past Mama's cookies. So that's going to be probably the toughest obstacle out there. So thank you guys for watching. If the video helped you, you could please share it. Please subscribe for future content. You can check out the links below. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.